My alien queen claimed me as hers, and each night turned into a battle between desire and domination. The beginning, chains of silk and fire. When the Terran legions surrendered on Xylaris Prime, I thought my life was over. We had fought for months, through jungles that breathed poison, across deserts of black glass, against warbeasts that shattered tanks with their tusks. And then, at last, our fleet fell silent, broken in orbit. I expected execution, or exile, or slavery in the salt mines that glowed with alien suns. Instead, they dragged me before her, Queen Seralith of the Dravari. Tall, silver-skinned, her body traced with living tattoos that shimmered with each heartbeat. Her crown was not metal but bone, curved spines from some leviathan slain in ages past. Her eyes burned crimson gold, as though twin suns lived inside her skull. When she looked at me, the hall went silent. Even her generals bowed. "This one," she said in a voice like velvet and thunder. "This Terran fights with the fury of 1,000. His will does not break." I spat blood on the marble. "Do what you want. Kill me, but I'll never kneel." Her lips curved into something both cruel and curious. "Not kneeling." "Good. I have no need for another worshiper. I want a challenger." The guards seized me, dragging me toward her throne. But instead of chains of iron, they bound me with cords of silk that pulsed with strange energy. That night, I was thrown not into a cell, but into her chambers. And when she came to me, cloaked in shadows and light, she whispered, "You are mine, Terran, but you will not break. You will fight me, every night, in body and soul." I didn't understand then what she meant. By dawn I would. The middle, sinful wars. Nights with Seralith were not nights of peace. They were wars in miniature. She came to me with a hunger not just of flesh, but of spirit. She wanted resistance, defiance, the push and pull of wills colliding. To her, domination was meaningless without the spark of rebellion. And so, each night became its own battlefield. When she pressed her burning lips to mine, I answered with teeth. When her hands pinned me, I fought until she laughed, a sound like storms breaking, and pressed harder. "This is not surrender," she purred one night as sweat gleamed across her silver skin. "This is battle made sacred." By day, she was a queen, issuing commands that moved fleets and shattered empires. By night, she was something primal, demanding my challenge, demanding my refusal to yield. And I should have hated her. She was the enemy. Her people had enslaved mine, crushed our armies, burned our colonies. But each night, in that clash of desire and fury, I began to see her differently. Beneath the crown and fire, Seralith was lonely. No Dravari dared oppose her. They feared her too much, loved her too little. In me, she found the only thing she craved, someone who did not bow. And in her, I found something I hadn't expected, not mercy, not love, but recognition. She saw me not as a soldier, not as a slave, but as an equal in battle. Still, the war between us never ceased. Some nights ended in laughter, others in bruises and silence. But always, we returned to the battlefield. The turning point, the council's betrayal. It could not last forever. The Dravari Council, those ancient lords of shadow, grew uneasy. Their queen spent her nights with a Terran prisoner. Rumors spread like wildfire that she had taken a human consort, that she valued his defiance above her own advisors, that her rule was softening. One night, Seralith entered her chamber without her usual fire. Her tattoos dimmed. Her eyes were hard, but I saw the storm beneath. "They demand your death," she said. I sat up, my body aching from our last battle. Then kill me. That's what you should have done from the start. Her voice cracked, just slightly. If I kill you, I kill the only war worth fighting. The next day, the council struck. They moved to strip her of power, to bind her in chains of their own making. I should have stayed silent. I was Terran, their enemy. Her fall could have been my freedom. But when I saw them move against her, cowards who had never faced her strength, parasites fattened on her conquests, I chose. I stood at her side. When their guards lunged, I fought like I had on Xylaris Prime. Fist, blade, fire. And Seralith unleashed herself. Her body lit with molten fire, her tattoos blazing like suns. She struck like a goddess of war, tearing through traitors with claws of light. Together, we turned the council chamber into an inferno of screams and broken stone. When the last lord fell, the hall burned with silence. Seralith, crowned in smoke and blood, turned to me. You fought for me. I met her gaze, chest heaving.
No.
I fought with you. For the first time, her lips trembled, not with hunger, not with cruelty, but something like awe. The ending, war without end. After that day, things changed. The council was ashes. The empire bent not to their whispers, but to her roar. And at her side, always, stood the Terran they could not kill, the man who would not kneel. But at night, nothing changed. She still came to me like a storm. I still fought her with teeth and nails and fire. Our chambers still echoed with laughter, rage, and the sound of bodies colliding like armies. It was war. It would always be war. But it was ours. One night, as dawn painted her silver skin in gold, Seralith lay beside me, her crown discarded on the floor. You were my prisoner, she whispered. Now you are my equal. I touched the scars she'd left on me, the ones I'd given her in return. Equal?
No.
We'll never be equal. You'll always try to rule me. Her smile was wicked, beautiful, and you'll always resist. We both laughed, and then, like every night before, we began another war.